More distraction from the Epstein files. James Comey, the former FBI director, has just been indicted by Trump's Justice Department not long after Donald Trump, just not so long ago, suggested on social media that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, indict James Comey. Why? I'll tell you. Is it really important? No. The charges will probably be obstruction and false statement. 2 charges. It all comes down to the 2016 election. Donald Trump believes that Barack Obama and James Comey somehow was spying on his campaign then. Anyways, here's what people say. This will probably go nowhere. It's just to put it out there to tarnish James Comey and to try to get MAGA and conspiracy theorists to believe that somehow Barack Obama and James Comey did something wrong and should be indicted, all because Donald Trump is delusional. Stay tuned. This is breaking.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Just the Guys podcast. Our mission is simple, and that's to bring back shame. Shame is the necessary feedback to change course and direction. And without it, men get weak, families fall apart, and the nation collapses. So let me ask this. What happens when the very people sworn to uphold justice are the ones breaking it? What happens when the FBI director himself, James Comey, gets indicted for lying to Congress and obstructing oversight? Does that restore trust or confirm the rot? Now, Senator Joseph McCarthy warned us 70 years ago that communists wouldn't come with tanks. They would infiltrate our schools, our culture, our government. Subversion, he said, is invisible until it's too late. At the time, he was mocked as paranoid. But the Venona files later proved him right. There were hundreds of Soviet spies inside our government. And now look at today's FBI. Just this week, a bombshell report revealed that 274 undercover agents were deployed at the Capitol on January 6th. Many of them later admitting they felt like political pawns. They said that the Bureau had lost its way, too busy being woke, too political, too biased to even protect its own agents. So let's connect the dots. McCarthy said infiltration is invisible until it's too late. Manning Johnson said communists weaponize corruption from within. And communist goal number 35 is to discredit and eventually dismantle the FBI. So tell me that's not exactly what we're watching. From Comey's corruption at the top to January 6 agents calling themselves pawn. The FBI isn't being bombed from the outside. It's being rotted from the inside. And that, friends, is subversion in real time. Welcome, everybody, again to Just the Guys. I want to get your immediate reaction. We have some couple of guests here. Tori Snow from Snow in the Know. Check him out on YouTube, as well as Isaiah Carter from Apostate Radio NY coming in, joining us. And of course, we got the bros, the faithful, the shamers, CT, Gimpy, and soldiers, and I think what's his name? Chadwick Reason. Reason is out with the Do Funny flu tonight, and I gave him the day off, but it's cool. I gave him the day off. But hey, Tori, I actually want you to jump in first, responding to Don Lemon. I mean, they're still looking for the Epstein files, but we still have some real issues going on with the FBI. What's your immediate thoughts, man?
So first of all, the first thing that came to my mind was a book that I read about 3 years ago. I got real interested in the Cold War and started learning about it. If you haven't done any research or just read, it was a really good book I read. Everything that we're witnessing was predicted, not just by people that were warning about this, but by our enemies, right? The communists in Russia, they literally said America is going to create its own communist. And their strategy is always infiltration, right? And all of the strategies, the playbook is right there. We've never really, paid too much attention to it. So when I am hearing that there are clear signs of evident bias in which the previous administration, Joe Biden, had no shame at all. I love that you're using the word shame. Had zero shame about weaponizing the government in ways that it was never intended to be. This doesn't surprise me one bit, and it certainly doesn't make me feel reassured that we are taking steps to keep the American public safe at all.
Man. And Isaiah, I want to get you in there, man. I know these communists are coming after us. Man, what's you see that? I mean, Don Lemon's still looking for the Epstein files, but how do you respond to Lemoni?
where do I begin with that guy? There's Don Lemon has fallen so far from the guy who several years ago shamed black people, black men in particular, about wearing the pants off the backside. And I remember when he got ridiculed about that back then. He was called a merchant of like respectability politics and a whole bunch of other stuff. And now here he is, several years later, giving. This is what he did. Matter of fact, this was a few months ago. He was at some train station here in New York, showing people some weird meme of him as like Sonic the Hedgehog, who trains as like someone on a train as the train's leaving the station. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this, like how can someone take a guy like this seriously? It's almost as if the pro-Democrat types, right? The ones who are the scribes and the propagandists for this party. It's almost as if they're just going through the same talking points, the same stuff that we just normally expect them to say. Okay, like there's nothing original anymore. There's nothing even remotely new about this. It's just like we're just gonna spam fascists. We're gonna spam. Oh, it's nothing. And that's the other thing too. There's also like this narcissistic habit that I see of it's nothing. It's nothing. They try to ridicule it off. They try to laugh it off like it's no big deal. This is a big deal.
Yep. Please
understand. The major difference between communists and normal people is this. And this is a matter of fact, let me rephrase that. It's a difference between Trump and everybody else. All communists can do is accuse people of doing crimes and then put them through the process, and the process is supposed to be the punishment. What communists never count on is when they do not have power and they are held accountable by the laws of the world that is, which is what's happening right now. Comey and all those guys, please, I need your viewers to understand this. Comey and the rest of these guys, and up to and including Obama, they never, ever thought they were going to get caught. None of these guys thought they were ever going to get caught.
So CT, you wanted to jump in right there?
Sorry, brother.
I did. Can you guys hear me? Like, is my mic good? Okay.
Yeah.
I graduated from high school in 2003. I'm a child of the 90s, by the way. I went to a very good high school, and like most young boys, you engage in a lot of activities, if you know what I mean. And most of my school was largely female. It was like 75%. I think I told Gimpy it was like mostly females in my high school, actually. Come senior year, there's a book that comes around. I don't know who made the book. I'm on Just the Guys podcast. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm on Just the Guys. I'm on a podcast. All right. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm on Just the Guys. I'm on Just the Guys podcast. Yeah. Guys, give me 1 second, guys. Yeah.
CT is like hosting 3 radio shows at the same time. He's like got the switchboard over here.
Hey, man.
Now he does this all the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You're muted.
Guys, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All right. So just I wanted to go to you, right? Because I think this actually creates an interesting dilemma when he talks about, again, analyzing this against communist goal number 35, which is discredit and dismantle the FBI, right? There's the element of discrediting, right? So if they're found guilty, or if they found these things to be true, doesn't that kind of create this situation where if you're on the side of justice, it still discredits the FBI? does it kind of create this dilemma where trust is just going to be eroded, whether you find James Comey guilty, whether you find out that these 274 agents were used as political pawns or not? Doesn't that feed into the situation of this just being a corrupt government or corrupt FBI altogether? Or how do you combat that?
All right, guys, I'm back.
All right. Well, first of all, let me just say this. CT is the author of a best-selling book entitled "How to Keep a Negro in Suspense." Pick it up at
right,
your local
so
bookseller. Okay, I'm gonna let him finish.
I you know, like most young boys, you know, we got a lot of coochie when we were young, and come senior year, like females, they gossip. You know, females are different than men. We're like two different species. There was this book that came out. Who slept with who? Who's been doing this for a couple of years? Yada, yada, yada. So now it causes friction, right? And I'm just, you know, follow me. Allies, foes, yada, yada, yada. This book created so much friction amongst the senior class. You did this in 1999. You did this in 2002. Yada, yada. Now, mind you, it's 2003. For whatever reason, why somebody put this book out. You may be asking yourself, CT, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to tell you guys. Same thing goes on in politics. James Comey, Hillary Clinton. It doesn't matter, man. James Comey, some email shit. He didn't do it the proper fucking way. It's all the same shit, man. Over and over and over and over. It's the same fucking story. Salute to you, Mark. Mark said some of the people here in Portland think they are fighting for resistance in World War II. They don't realize how brainwashed they are. Thank you so much. So the same thing is going on here with Mark. I'm sorry. The same thing is going on here. This is high-level, high school shit going on just with nuclear weapons, by the way. It's bullshit.
Man, doesn't it change it from high school?
I'm so free, Logic, right now. I'm so free of this shit. This is high school shit. It's not James Comey being indicted because of some email bullshit, right? It's some email shit. Do you mean to tell me that the Republicans didn't know about this shit years ago prior? Do you mean to tell me all this shit just happened to come out now, like 2 weeks ago? Oh, we caught you. It's what we got on you. And that's what I mean about the book from high school. People were watching me. My name was in a book. They said, yeah, CT did this in 1999. I'm like, what? He was flirting with such and such in 2001. I'm like, bitch, it's 2003. It's the same thing going on here, man.
Yeah, but there has to be consequences. Tyrone.
What consequences? Well, brother, what consequences? So what? General Petraeus, hold on for a second. General Petraeus, who was married, he was banging, just tearing that pussy up. He banging some bitch who's in the media. He gave her secrets. He got demoted. So what? It's all this, and then he got, not only did he get demoted, however, he went to New York University. They gave him a job at NYU. It's the same thing over and over, man. The same gossiping ass high school lunchroom shit at a high level, man.
Comey, I have to disagree with that. I have to.
No, Comey, but why? But why disagree? Why?
Why?
What is it about? What did he do that's so different than any politician or anybody from
2 + 2 = 4? Comey perjured himself before Congress, and there's plenty of video evidence to that fact.
But who cares?
High school stuff. Who cares?
Who cares? What's gonna happen to Comey? What's gonna happen to him?
Hopefully,
What give him a job like they gave Petraeus a job? What are they gonna do?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
That's too cynical of a view, man. That's too cynical of a view.
Yeah, the reality of it is this. Yes, you're right in that this is a repeat of things that have been going on, but you can take it back to the days of Julius Caesar. This is high level, high stakes politics. And Comey has been indicted, okay, by the feds. All right, what's going to happen to him? Well, for starters, he's going to deplete his retirement fund. Costs about $10 million to successfully defend yourself against the federal government. That's for starters. This lying before Congress charge is pretty clear cut, especially when you take into account the Christopher Wray testimony, which directly is in contradiction to what Comey has said. And I think Wray went up there and basically said, hell, I'm not going to prison. I'm going to tell the truth because I know what the end result of this is. So yeah, I can see you know, some fatigue in politics. I have it too, definitely. But I
mean,
one thing that the left never accounted for, they never accounted for 2016. And when Trump won, they ratcheted everything up and accelerated every plan. And the plan is to take this country to a full-blown Marxism. Now, they were turning the temperature up gradually.
Yep.
But in 2016, they saw what happened, and they turned that bad boy up to broil.
Yep.
Okay? So, yeah, it might be fatiguing, but the reality of it is this is an inflection point where this country is, the West is currently deciding between liberty and tyranny. Is that simple?
It is.
Yeah, go ahead, Gimpy.
No, you guys are wrong. Like,
of course, that's what you start out with every time. If the question is the sky is blue, you guys are wrong.
Sets to you making a vast overstatement and understatement. So Comey, no matter what happens to him in this, let's just take 2 steps back. It doesn't matter that he's under indictment because the Democrats destroyed the value of the legal system in political assassination attempts on Trump. So now Trump is just playing the revenge game because there have been multiple people involved in this investigation who say the opposite of what you gentlemen are saying. There have been twice before this that they couldn't get something to stick. He fired somebody, and that new somebody is now indicting Comey. Look, I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm not speaking to any of that. I'm just saying, like, you are talking about a system that has been totally destroyed, and now how it's been destroyed, it's being reused by the person who it was destroyed on, right? They destroyed it on Trump, and now he's reusing the rules that they created. You bend the will of the law to fit the charges, and you guys are basically cheering the forming of tyranny around our legal system because it's not like
no, we're not.
No,
we're not.
No.
I cannot let
He
you
is not going after him for justice. He is not. He is going after him for revenge. It is part of a larger scheme of Trump's revenge against all his political enemies. You guys are cheering as the empire.
Again, no.
Right?
This is going to be a tough show.
Star Wars has never been more than it is right now.
Because I'm not going to let you
hold on.
repeatedly state that. I'm not going to let you repeatedly state a false premise. Okay, you're characterizing it as cheering, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, but you guys are sitting here saying that this is reasonable, that this is okay, that there's some justice to be
when
held.
you go to Congress, go to Congress tomorrow.
A $5 million book deal followed by speaking engagements and jobs.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
There is no actual consequence.
So in other words, what you're saying is the way to go about this is to just be cynical and as apathetic as possible.
Yes. Gimpy, why not? Gimpy, why not?
Isaiah, you're not ready for what I say, but that's generally what
Gimpy.
Are you sure? Isaiah, hold on a second. What are you talking about, Gimpy?
Dude, you meet them on the field where they want to meet us. They raised an army and want a revolution.
What do you think we're doing?
An army on the field and you undo it, dude. So you're not going to get the government to save us. Government will only march.
Isaiah hit it right on the nail.
What do you think
right on the nail
right now?
It's about book deals, speaking engagement deals. Flat out
money in the bank.
Hold on.
Give a fuck.
You're not getting the justice you want.
Hold on. Hey guys, don't you guys think we're past the elements of book deals, especially? Look,
no,
man,
they're not.
Hold on. Trump was attempted assassination twice
Oh, please.
that we know of.
You don't
And-
really believe that shit,
Hold on,
Logic.
guys. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
You don't really
Trump-
believe
Trump-
that, Logic. Come on.
Trump was attempted assassination twice that we know about, and probably more times than more times that we don't know about.
Ad revenue.
Charlie Kirk was taken out of here,
Oh,
and
you gotta go
we
to Charlie Kirk, man.
we know it was assassinated.
Only point, unless
Are we not past the point of book deals and
are, but they are not.
Some things are real. Some things are very real, bro. But the fact of the matter is that what we are seeing is this is all entertainment. This is a stage, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like, dude, I'm 40, man, and like something has hit me. We are seeing this shit over and over and over again, man. Oh, he didn't use the right email.
This is
You got Marjorie Taylor Greene crying about what's his face. He's doing too much time in jail for breaking the law and being rightfully convicted, and she's lobbying. I mean, when he gets out, there's going to be a pile of book deals and money and speaking engagements.
That's all this shit is about. It's about money.
It's all bread and circuses for us to think that justice is being served. Nothing is going to come of this indictment of Comey. Nope. Nothing is going to change. The same rot and corruption that fills all these institutions is going to spread like cancer.
I can't. General Petraeus was there interviewing the newly minted president of Syria. He's former Al Qaeda, if I'm not mistaken. Man, this is all a show, man. Dude, I am damn near convinced, man. We are in a fucking movie. This is Truman Show. I'm done. I'm over it, bro. I'm over all this shit.
Really have a say, you have to have a revolution. The only time the serfs have a say is when they rise up and tell the leading class no more. And but you guys all are sitting here saying the leading class is going to solve the problem. They can't even keep the government open anymore for more than 6 weeks at a time. They're about to close it down again.
All right, so we're even debating.
So this isn't okay. First off,
thank you so much. You have a great mic, by the way.
I have to go. Who does?
You do, I say.
I do.
Actually, that's a really good fucking mic.
Thank you. Actually, no, it's a great mixer, Rodecaster Duo. I highly recommend it. Here's my. It's too. That view is way too cynical. It's too cynical for my taste. Because my thing is this. Again, you shot at this man twice. Trump was not supposed to leave Butler, Pennsylvania alive. I've said this on many occasions. Okay. Charlie Kirk was taken out in a manner that I don't know if y'all watch anime, but the way Charlie Kirk was taken out by that bullet, he got hit. The way he got hit, it was like an anime. It was like an anime death. It was one of the most violent things I've ever seen in real life. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is, we are past the whole book deals and all this other shenanigans, right? We are way past that. Yes, we are.
No, you keep thinking in terms of like you're this. Hold on. Hold
on, Gippy. You got to let him finish. Gippy, you got Gippy. You got to let him finish.
Isaiah,
Gippy, you got to let him finish.
This is not.
But this is the same.
The year of the book, This Town. I don't know if y'all read that. There's a guy by the name, I can't remember his name, but I know he writes for the New York Times Magazine, and he wrote a book called This Town. I had that book at one time, and I read that book, and honestly, that was like 10, 15 years ago. We ain't there. We're not there anymore. We are past that. We have, here in New York City, we have communists marching openly in the streets.
We had that in the 60s. Dude, that's not new in America. I'm sorry. See, this is where I take offense that you're not listening, because you are saying we are past these things. Yes, you as a conservative who's directly impacted by what's going on in this world, it's moving you to be past it. But I am telling you, James Comey is still thinking about his goddamn book deal. Right? You are acting like the rich and powerful haven't been toying with our lives for all eternity. This is just a new version of what has been going on since the rich and powerful have been rich and powerful.
If that were true,
we called it serfdom.
If that were true,
you think that voting in this system is going to get you a new result. It's not. Look around you. These people are in it to get paid.
Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Again, you're being way too cynical. Because if that
Am
were
I
true,
even talking about the
because
president
if
getting
that
attempted
were
to get
true-
shot twice, a thought leader getting assassinated. Am I being too cynical? I'm using your own proofs as the points that we should be cynical. You should look at it as a rotted system that needs to be
and do
reorganized.
what? Absolutely nothing, and just act as if, again, the president of the United States.
But don't cheer that you think
no.
some congressional indictment is going to get some guy some justice, that he's going to go to jail or something. Comey is not going to pay a price that makes any difference to anything in the greater scheme of this country.
How do
This
we not know?
indictment
You are
is-
probably. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. You're probably wrong. I hope you're. And honestly, I hope that Comey gets some justice. I do. Not justice. I hope that. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I do hope that Comey sees some prison time, because again, all of these. I happen to believe in the existence of a deep state. We are watching the purging of this deep state right now.
Miguel with the $7 super chat says Trump 8. Oh, let's go back. Trump 8 months in. Tell us who has been arrested. Who was rotting in jail? No one. Exactly, Miguel. Thank you so much, Miguel, for pointing out the goddamn obvious.
Okay,
federal
so
indictments are instantaneous, right? And so we
These
should
things
have
don't
gotten
take
a dozen, as of January 21st, right?
Hey, Isaiah, Isaiah, who's to say? And I ain't trying to go down a conspiracy road here. That Erica, and God forbid me for saying this, who's to say that bitch ain't in on all this shit, man?
Man,
Let's be honest about it. We don't really know. Hey, yo. We don't really know. We don't really know. We don't. Oh, okay, forgive me. All right, okay, guys, I'm out of here. All right, guys, because forgive me for bringing this shit up.
Serious.
Who's to say that she ain't in on whatever deep state there is? A deep state
And this bullshit.
Okay, well, okay.
All right, man. Let's move on, man. Let's move.
No.
We got
Logic.
We got you.
No,
Because,
logic. Why? Why move on? Why? Because who's to say that Erica is not in on whatever?
It's off the rails.
Are you
Okay.
serious right now?
Forget the Gulf of Tonkin. Forget all the psyops. Forget all that stuff. Right? Okay. Let's. All right, bro.
I mean, look, man.
All
I'm saying is communist subversion. All I'm saying is this whole thing.
Bro, we don't know what's going on at the high levels, bro. Let's be honest with you. We don't know. Let's be honest about it, bro.
Hey, you asked a question earlier, Logic, about trust in the FBI, no matter which way things go, right? I don't think that an organization that was really started by J. Edgar Hoover and did things like writing prominent folks in the country letters suggesting that they off themselves. I don't think that an organization like that. I think the movie Mississippi Burning, I think that was a big public relations win for the FBI, and it kind of improved their image. Okay, but remember the core of who this organization is and the history of the organization. Right now, what you saw with Stroke, McCabe, Comey, those guys, that is garden variety FBI, not Mississippi Burning. Okay.
Can we go back to that last? I'm sorry, Tyron. I'm going to catch up. Can we go back to that last from Lena? Can we go back to that last one? Erica may be in on it. Nick is in line with his racist tale. Listen, all I'm saying is, look, Charlie Kirk's wife, man, we don't know these people. Man, this could all be a big ass hoax. Man, I'm telling you, man, this government will lie to us, and they've lied to us before.
Hold a second. So you expect me to be cynical about James Comey getting justice, and to treat the expectation of such to be completely unreasonable, and then turn right around and say Erica Kirk had something and insinuate that Erica Kirk had something to do with her husband's assassination.
Brother, I am saying this. Operation Northwoods, the Gulf of Tonkin. Bro, I'm telling you, man, this government, bro, we don't really know what's going on at the high levels, bro. I'm not saying that his death didn't really happen. I'm not saying that, man. But there's a lot of shit going on here. We're seeing the same thing over and over for the last. I'm 40, bro. The same thing for the last 4 decades of my lifetime. Emails, assassinations, bro. It just never ends. Maybe this shit is just some shit that they're making up, man. I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, this shit seems really weird. What's going on with Comey?
Back up off the Monet, brother. That's all I'm gonna say. Just back up off.
Let's move on. Let's go ahead.
Now you're going to the drunk card. Now I'm drunk.
Well, you probably are, buddy.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. All right, let's lighten it up just a little bit. All right, so let's lighten it up just a little bit. All right, because this week, here's the headline: Serena Williams checked into a hotel in New York City.
If the bitch believed in slavery and the cotton, she would not have be. Her husband is a white boy getting fucked.
Hold on, man. Hold on, bro.
You muted me, hey, bro. Hey, look,
I didn't mute you. That was Gibby.
No, bro. The cotton.
Hold on. All right, hold on. We got a couple super chats too, though. Let me get it.
Thank you so much, Kung Fu CJ.
Guys, please please let me on the panel, and then Kung Fu CJ. Dang, I was hoping to get on the panel. But shout out,
the nigger bitch believed in slavery. The nigger bitch would have married a white boy. I'm tired of this. It's all the time. It's all the time. Okay. I never get like this before, and now I'm like this. Now I'm getting muted. I'm getting said CT. Stop. If the nigger bitch believed in slavery, she would not have married this hunky.
Come on, bro. Let me finish the setup. You will
because that's what it is. You're gonna show her what this. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me.
Sorry.
This is literally premature.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry.
Golly.
It's the same thing over and over.
Bro.
It's the same thing.
Bro.
Could you come on? Let the man do his show.
Now I can't even set up the. I can't even.
Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna
show the video of this multi-billionaire complaining about some fucking.
All right, everyone. How do we feel about cotton as decoration? Personally, for me, it doesn't feel great. So actually, it feels like nail polish remover cotton, natural.
The nigga bitch is wearing a goddamn outfit made out of cotton. The nigga, dude, these people are selling us. They're trying to keep selling us this race bullshit. They're selling us all of these narratives while this nigga bitch is living in a lap of luxury. If she believed in fucking historical implications of racism, she wouldn't have married that white boy. If she believed that cotton is a bad thing, the nigga bitch wouldn't be wearing her outfit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of these people. Bro, I am telling you this, man. We are being played for fools here. I'm not trying to go down a conspiracy road here, but there are people, there are players, there are narratives here, bro. And I am fucking telling you, man, we are being laughed at. The peons, man, I can't stand these people. The bitch is literally wearing an outfit made out of cotton. What the fuck is she talking about? I'd go crazy if I was in front of that black bitch. I was like, you dumb bitch, you're wearing a fucking thing made out of cotton right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ironically, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Ironically, I agree. Because again, you're wearing no doubt she's wearing that suit. That expensive suit is made out of cotton, or at least some type of high-end material with cotton in it. The fact that this woman even said, "Oh, this smells like nail polish remover." Nail polish remover. So even you understood the purpose for that decoration. There was an actual purpose for it. It wasn't just a cotton plant out of nowhere. So clearly, again, I agree, because she knows that a lot of her fan base think and believe that everything is racist, everything sucks, everything is evil and wrong, and black folk can't get ahead without the omnipotent hand of the total state. I agree with that, and I also agree that Serena Williams, if she did believe all of this, if she did believe that we were in this, horrifically racist society that, that required fan fiction to create 1619 Project, if she did, she wouldn't have married him. She wouldn't have married a white guy. She wouldn't have married Alexis Ohanian, a tech billionaire at that, who got her strung out on Ozempic.
Easy. Go ahead.
Like, I'm sorry. Sorry. But I agree with CT in this regard. If she was a true believer in all the rhetoric that she spit, she would not have married Alexis Ohanian.
Now, what is she going to do though when World Cotton Day comes up on October 7th?
I'll tell you what the black bitch should do. No, let me finish, Gimpy. I'll tell you. Let me get the big screen real quick, please. I'll tell you what the black bitch should do. She should embrace it. The motherfucking textile industry is $1 billion industry. The cotton within is $1 billion industry. She should promote it and encourage fellow black people to get involved with it. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these elites, man. I'm sick of them bullshitting with us. There ain't nothing wrong with picking cotton, man. Your grandfathers and grandmothers were fucking picking cotton as sharecroppers in the 1940s and 50s. So were whites, so were Jews, so were all these other people. They're trying to fuck with us, man. I'm telling you, man. This shit with Charlie Kirk made me think about a lot of shit, man. Fuck Serena Williams. Fuck that video she made, man. That's bullshit what she did. Oh, look at this cotton, bitch. Man, I'd have blew a gasket. I blew a gasket if I'd have been around her that day. I can't stand that shit anymore. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk to you like that, Lodge. I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
Gimpy.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's funny, that Yana. If you brought up the International Cotton Organization,
yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah, that's Yana drew that symbol, and Cotton Day is Yana's idea. Like, it's so funny whenever I see that.
Really?
Call these people out, Lodge.
The executive director who made that whole thing a reality. Yana used to run all over the world for International Cotton, doing all sorts of stuff. But like, it's so funny that it's like, dude, she's so offended. She had the time to have her staff. That's clearly her assistant who works for her.
Who she's abusing.
I'm sure all rich people abuse their assistants. Yep. But take the time to film her and make a whole thing. How offended are you really if you can be theatrical and put premeditation into your act? I'm sorry. In general, this is what I'm saying is it's all performative. Everything is for clicks and algorithms and ad.
Isn't it?
You have people paying people to say things and carry narratives. And I don't just mean influence. I mean celebrities. They have deals, and in their contracts, they have clauses that they're only allowed to talk about certain things and certain ways. And to get those millions, people agree. And that's why they have all these crazy social media outbursts, because they're not really allowed to say stuff because they can threaten all their money. So they behave like an idiot on social media instead. You have all this stuff going around in a day and age where everyone is hyper saturated with this clickbait cycle. I'm sorry, like, this is garbage.
You good.
They're selling us a story that probably doesn't even exist anymore. Most,
by the way, Logic,
are not any more or less racist than 40 years ago when I was a kid. It's
no. So I talked to my grandmother about.
By the way, Logic, I'm over here talking tough with my chest pointed out at what she's doing. I think Serena probably would whoop my ass in the fight.
What are you, like 5'5" or some shit?
I'm allegedly, man, but she's a world class athlete. She might take me for what I'm saying about her, but I don't care, man. That shit got to be said. Go ahead, Logic. Go ahead.
So my mother
about that a long time, ain't you?
Man, I got a lot on my mind, bro. I'm telling you, Isaiah, man. I got a lot on my mind about what's going on in the past couple of weeks. Trevor says when the communists take over, she'll be wishing she had some cotton.
Yeah, she's gonna be in like a rucksack or something. Like what are potato sacks made out of? Straw?
Her first. She's rich. The billionaires, the millionaires. If you're not a part of the party, they're going to come for your money first. You're the people. They're not going to target the poor people. The poor people, they're just going to force into compliance. They're going to come after these rich idiots who are cheering it. Again, the republic will fall to the roar of applause.
So I sat down with my grandmother probably a year ago. She's in her 80s.
God bless.
Closer to 90 now. But she was telling us, she was sharing a story how she used to pick cotton. Right?
She's
because
a sharecropper.
Well, her father was like, yeah, I mean, she could go into town, make some money or whatever. Yep. But what she would do is, I'll go out and pick cotton. Because he said if I fill a 10-pound bag or something like that, and then 10 pounds of cotton is that's a lot of picking cotton. You get some money and go into town and go, have a fun day or whatever. But it's a crop. And so my question though is, cotton grows. It's a plant, right? So do we want to rid the earth of cotton? Like for it to not be racist, do these people want God to destroy the cotton plant?
Here's what's, I know that this is a very interesting topic, and especially, and you guys might have talked about it. Serena, it looks like she's trying to be white, so she's trying to escape every vestige of her heritage. I don't know why she's pissed off about cotton, but look, you can't really deeply entertain this type of insanity. This is the same thing. Like if you walk down the street and you see a dude screaming and going off, you're not going to go over there to him and try to engage him, right? This is the same thing that's happening in a more low-key way with this whole race issue. It's tiring as hell at this point. It's like, come on, man. All y'all got now is a damn cotton plant, right? And
a $1,000 room luxury hotel, man.
Right. She's worth $300 million. And let me just say this last thing. Have you guys mentioned the blonde wig?
I did a live stream about this.
Okay.
This woman.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? When she first got up there, when she opened the video in Isaiah, this points back to communism, because this whole hive mind syndrome, you can tell she's an element she's trying to fit in, right? Because she understands, hey, I married a white guy, what have you. She said, hey, friends, how do we feel?
Yeah.
Who is the we? Right. And this right here, this is the hive mind of the communists.
Exactly.
Why are you asking the group? What do you feel? And why are you posting? I don't care. But Isaiah, I want you to speak to that, man.
Because everything when it comes to communists, as if anyone in here has ever read Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed, that book talks about things called generative themes. Okay. She's in a luxury hotel,
right?
Okay, with a stand with cotton balls soaked in nail polish remover. Okay, clearly something that honestly, the idea is fucking genius. Okay, like I've stayed in a lot of hotels in my life. That is incredible. That's a great idea. But the fact is, she used that as a generative theme, which is where how do we feel about this comes from. Okay. She's trying to get people, because remember, there are no individuals within communism. Communism breaks the individual. There are no individuals. Everyone's will is subsumed by the agenda of the state. Okay. And also the other thing is communists do not believe in absolute truth. Okay. The communists believe in narrative. So if she can keep the narrative of America being this racist, hopelessly white supremacist, everything sucks country, if she can maintain that narrative, then everything that she does as a public figure, everything has to fit within that narrative, whether it fits organically or not. Mm-hmm. Again, we're talking about a woman who's worth, like you said, $300 million, who married a tech billionaire.
Right.
The only time this woman probably has ever been called a nigga is when she's in the bedroom with Alexis.
Hey, let me ask
because rich people are into that weird shit, okay? But the bottom line is this, okay? The narrative is what's most important here. The generative theme, because what she did has people talking. Whether they believe the narrative, like most of her fans, or if they don't, guys like us, we in here talking about it. So guess what? The generative theme worked.
Listen, I'm a Holiday Inn guy. Explain to me. Explain the cotton in the nail polish. What's that all about?
She said it felt like the nail polish remover type of cotton. I guess there's some type of special type of cotton. Like natural cotton. I mean, I don't.
That is a real cotton plant that is dried and prepped to be able to be there. So the balls are fluffed out to maximum like they would when they process it to sell in production. Perks of having a wife who worked in cotton.
See, the white man knows more about cotton than all four of us. You just pick it,
you know.
But I'm just saying, like, you do understand. I just want to point something out that everybody seems to be glazing past. That thing is supposed to be an artistic value. Someone paid $25,000 to theme out that place, easy, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put this cotton plant here." You know, now that person, it could have happened 10 years ago. They're getting calls. Why would you do this in our hotel? We can't ever work with you. What the fuck? I'm just saying, like, this is what it is, man. It's not real. None of this is real. It's all
none of it is.
And this is what I mean about the Comey, to bring it back to earlier, and not to make everyone upset, but it's not real. That we've had indictments, we've had impeachments. In the last decade, we've seen 2 impeachments mean nothing. I'm not mad about it. They were bullshit, but the system can be used by those in charge to do whatever they want. So
when has that not been the case?
That's my point. So thinking that something is going to happen to Comey in a day and age where they go through a revolving door of justice. I'm sorry.
Just a moment. Let me say this. Would you CT and Gimpy? Let me ask you this. If this is a chessboard, is Comey what piece is he?
A pawn.
Maybe
because there's only
rook. Oh, you give a rook.
Okay. So there's only one piece that's not expendable, right?
Yes.
Ultimately,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is Comey that piece?
No.
Okay. So take it out of Comey the man, Comey the personality. Comey is absolutely expendable in this game of this grand game. Okay. So I'm just saying, I get what the both of you are saying, that look, this is nothing that we haven't seen again with Julius Caesar, Jesus Christ, you know, on and on and on. But Comey is not Trump. And look, the hell, they tried to take Trump off the board. But so don't be. I mean, don't elevate that to
what I'm saying.
Someone. Gimpy,
what I'm saying. I am saying that this indictment, this act of justice, isn't real. It's not.
Listen. Let's pivot for a second. Gimpy, we got to have this conversation. I'll promise you, I'll be as brief as possible. But you cannot continue to cut me off at the climax of my point. You can't do that. Now I know that's probably a strategy you use with some folks that are of lesser intellect, and that's fine, but you can't do that. You got to let me finish my thought, and then I'll let you finish yours. Okay. Now, all I was going to simply say was Comey is a pawn. So if Comey goes to prison, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It does not matter. He's just a pawn in this political game that has been going on since time immemorial.
Then everyone's a pawn, and then then your point is moot. My point is he's a big enough food chain on the board. He's a backline piece, not a frontline piece. He was the head of the FBI. He had access to the highest levels of security clearance in the government. Let's just remember who he was and what he did for a living. So he is a backline piece. And no, I'm sorry, by your rationale, everyone is a pawn except for the guy who's the ultimate villain or hero in the story. But the truth is it's a conglomeration of competing bodies of rich and powerful people across the globe who ally, whether through business, politics, ideology, a combination, and the alliances shift and weave. It's no different than feudalism. The only thing that doesn't matter anymore is you no longer need a country's border or a direct king to create these alliances. You do them through profit, ideology, without borders, without statehood, because of the internet, because you can move information everywhere all at once. So you no longer need organization at a national level to form alliances. So again, my point is that this thing going on with Comey is for us. It's for us to look and dance. None of us are up here talking about how every single Republican, all of them who said they were going to vote for it to be released, all of them that signed the freaking thing, they all voted against releasing the Epstein files. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about James Comey. I'm just pointing out that there were a whole bunch of people who signed the thing for Massey to get a vote, and then they all voted no.
So
no,
the Epstein files are not part of this deal?
We're talking about Comey, about nothing, something that happened in 2016 that's a grudge fest for Trump. That has no greater bearing on the scope of the direction of the country.
And so the Epstein files is not theater. Is that right?
No, it is. I'm just pointing out that we're talking about this and not them voting to not release it, which is a bigger deal than a guy getting a grudge fest for a 2016 congressional statement.
I will concede that there are bigger issues we should be concerned with. I will concede that.
I'm just saying they're using things like this.
Those issues are things like, why the hell can't medical insurers compete across state lines? Why are they monopolies or duopolies? Okay, those are the things that if you're going to make a case that there's this grand game of distraction, which I don't disagree with you, we're distracted from the things that really truly matter. Whether James Comey serves time in prison or not is not going to change any aspect of my circumstances or anyone on this panel. Okay, it's not news. And so we agree there. I'm just saying that take it on past Epstein.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. I agree 100%. But if you, again, to your point, let's keep simplifying. Then it's the biggest problem is we allow these. We continue to tell ourselves that somehow we're going to vote our way out of this problem. But you can't, because look, here's an example. You had people who helped sign Massey's thing to get a vote on the Epstein bill. Those same people voted no. Okay, that's a show. That's literally, pardon the language, that's a fucking game. Playing at our taxpayer dollars on their salaries. We send them there to work. They're going to let the government shut down in the most awkward way possible because of hurt feelings this time. This time it's about hurt feelings. It's not even budgetary bullshit.
So Gippy, what would McCarthy say about this?
That everybody got to go. They're all communists. Gut the whole thing and get rid of them. That's what he was trying to do, man. And because doing what you're supposed to do makes people uneasy, they shut them down.
Do you agree that America was not founded with the best interest of a middle class? In fact, a middle class didn't even exist.
Yeah, there was no middle. There were rulers and rules.
So then can we agree that America is a business? Yeah. It has been since the Jamestown colony got started. Okay. America's a business.
Coming here was business.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The colonialists, it was business. They couldn't live free and they wanted a place where they could thrive and do business. Literally. So absolutely. We're on the same page about this, but what I'm saying is ultimately we are just continuing to name it we are continuing to be told that these things are important. It's not. James Comey, there's nothing there. That's not justice. It's a grudge fest and a broken justice system. Democrats are as guilty as Republicans. They did it to Trump. They used it. Trump is getting revenge. This is not anything that has to do with immigration, fixing the trade, stopping the wars, the things we elected him to do, locking up the people who are actually ruining the system actively. Comey is a has-been.
But
well, hold on a second.
Let me ask this, right? And I'm actually going to go to you, Isaiah, on this because one, you've made this post a couple of days ago, talking about it's not enough to be passively not communist. We must be actively anti-communist. And when you start doing, I guess, trying to get some level of justice from people that have, for example, with the agents that have gone into the January 6th, like that whole thing, that was an act to destabilize, create fear, panic, because what happens if one of those FBI agents are responding to something, but they look like they're plain clothes, they look like they're inciting some type of violence, right? So if you're getting justice from people that are doing things that can appear to be subversion related, isn't that the path of getting rid of the communists, or is it still just political theater? So go ahead, Nancy.
I mean, it's not political theater at this point. Again, if this was political theater, you would have seen some of these Democrats at least attempt to make up with Donald Trump. You would have, I believe this, you would have seen some kind of contrition. You would have seen some kind of attempt to work together. Okay. If there was, like, if this was all a work, if this was all just, just like if we just watch a Monday Night Raw, but with politics, right? Something like that would have taken place. I am firmly convinced, as someone who once had Trump derangement syndrome, okay, as someone who had been up until 2024 a faithful Democrat voter, okay, I'm telling you right now, these people have been stuck in this pattern of hating Donald Trump and doing self-destructive things to their own, to the places that they were elected to serve. I mean, it's everywhere. So I don't believe that this is a work. I don't believe that this is all just some massive game. Okay. Again, Trump was never supposed, I go back to this. Trump was never supposed to leave Butler, Pennsylvania alive. He was never, his head was they were supposed to head tap him on live television, and they failed. Okay. People, stuff like that does not happen. Okay. Unless they were trying to establish. Now also, and here's the other part to it. Okay. Let's think about what's happening right now around the world, in Europe in particular. Okay. In the UK, you've had people crying out to Parliament, begging these people to do something about the illegal immigrants, begging their government, begging Keir Starmer, the prime minister, to do something about these people. They have Pakistani rape gangs that have gone around in these smaller towns and basically having full PDF file orgies. We are talking about sexual predators who have gotten unleashed in their country. The people have been crying out. And Keir Starmer goes, oh, well, here's digital ID. You won't be able to work without digital ID. What?
They solve our problems with tyranny.
The same thing? So hold on a second. Because this Fabian fucking socialist, let's be clear, Keir Starmer belongs to the Fabian Society. He's been a member of the Fabian Society. There are a bunch of socialist berserkers in very, very fine suits. Okay, we're talking about a guy who has had his eye on being prime minister for many, many years. And the first thing that he offers is the mark of the fucking beast. Are you kidding me? Digital ID. So now again, digital ID. What again? The acceleration around the world, in Europe in particular, the acceleration of Agenda 2030, the acceleration of the Sustainable Development Goals. What happened with the UN just this week? It's been UN week up here in New York. The fact that you've got so many of these countries that have walked out, the UN are the fucking ringleaders of the one world government.
Yes, it is.
And Trump, we were supposed to be, I'm telling you right now, had Kamala Harris won in 2024, the UK would have been the prison colony where they sent everybody for wrongthink here in the United States. We were supposed to be a client state to the United Nations.
And to that point, real quick, chaotic, to that point, you know, if you visit under this new digital ID program, if you visit the UK as a United States citizen, they're putting you in the system too.
Yep.
You have to get photographed and fingerprinted and put into their digital ID system upon arrival in the UK.
Well, we already have it with real ID, but go ahead, CT.
I know. I was saying, guys, I got to roll up out of here. I got to take care of something on the other spot. I don't want to mention it, but salute to you guys. Nice to meet you, Isaiah, man. I'll be back next week, guys. Salute to you, man. Great conversation, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
So, you know,
I mean, real ID is already there, bro.
It is. No, I know that. I know that. But real ID is in the United States of America.
It's a federal ID system. Real ID, it's issued by the state, but it's a federal ID system.
What I'm saying is, I am not a citizen of the UK.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like, dude, wait. This is what I'm saying. Like, people are cheering that he's sending the military to Portland, right? People are very happy for it. When a Democrat is in power and they're sending the military to Kansas City or to some red city or red county because some white, Proud Boys has a thing there and they want to show force, or they start sending federal agents in force to stop church protests or to come after, we're going to be asking ourselves, how much are we cheering everything that's going on right now? Now, I'm not against enforcing the rule of law. I'm just remembering that when Obama ran this country and I worked in the federal government, as a contractor, it was very clear what the rules were and how things went and who got the money and what departments shrank into oblivion because the conservative departments almost disappear. It will swing back. Mm-hmm. And everything, and you can see it because Trump is the swing back of the in between of Biden right now, the way he's behaving, because he's going after people because they went after him. And you were asking for a moment, Isaiah, where they all pretended to be loving. When he first won, they had that first dinner. They were all sitting. He was making jokes with Schumer, sitting at the table. Him and Schumer were talking about. So they tried to pretend like you were saying.
That was uncomfortable as fuck, bro.
It doesn't matter. You asked for a moment that it existed. There's your real life moment.
What was he?
They acquiesced that he kicked their ass. I'm sorry. Guys think that this is heat, dude. This is George Carlin. It's a big club. None of us are in it.
We're past that.
Neither was Trump. Neither was Trump.
Right.
Let's be clear about that. Neither was Trump.
And look, Gimpy, what do you expect? I mean, you expect him to, give him an axe handle to the back at a dinner? I mean,
exactly.
No. Isaiah said he wanted a public reconciliation where they would pretend to try and be friendly with him. So there was that moment. They had that in dinner right after he won, and everybody there was kissing his ass because he won so big, and they were totally not expecting it. Remember, in this election, we had something that had never happened before in a federal presidential election ever, an outsourced ground game. Trump outsourced his entire ground game to Turning Point USA, and Charlie Kirk won him an election by turning out the vote for him. Like, I'm just that happened. Like, that's what makes Charlie Kirk such a valuable player, is he proved that you can, with the right organization, outsource and have an independent ground game from your campaign that runs your campaign.
Let me ask you a question, Gimpy. Now, let me first say that I do look. It's not like. Would you agree with this? Would you agree that no matter what Trump does, whether he is 100% conciliatory or whether he pursues these indictments?
Excuse me 1 second, gentlemen.
Democrats, they're going to do what they've always done, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so no matter how the right behaves, if they capitulate, you're going to see the same tempo from the left. If they capitulate, if they go at them harder. So what are we supposed to do, Gimpy? What are we supposed to do? We're just supposed to let the country just evolve into communism without a fight?
I can't say it on YouTube. You know,
I got
you. My answer is that it has always been that. If we're all committed to that, we should all bind together and do it the way our ancestors did it. Drag these people out of their homes and teach them who's in charge. The way they're revolution. I just would like to point that out on the terms of communism, to go back to our friend and leader over here's topic. That's what they're going to do to all of us if they get what you all are talking about.
History,
they're going to drag us out
yeah,
and shoot us in the back of the head as an example to all the people who weren't noisy.
History is very clear about that. You're right. You're right.
Okay,
in fact,
you only have two choices, and until the world is ready to realize that the old rules are the only rules, all this new age we can solve.
You and I agree there, and you know
that's my answer. That's what you have to do. All this, everything else is posturing.
To your point,
on the internet about it.
To your point. Now you're kind of arguing both sides here, because you, on the one hand, you're saying that the prosecution of Comey is window dressing and it's revenge. But then you're also arguing that there should be a stronger stance taken.
No, by us, not them. I don't trust them. Us, me, you, Isaiah, Logic. We should be the stronger stance. We shouldn't be outsourcing it to the people who are raping us at the top. What are you talking about?
What we're doing right here is the 21st century of pamphleteering, which is what Samuel Adams and all those guys did to change the mindset back in the 1700s.
Differently is there were two guys pamphleteering in the 1700s in an area. Here we're one in hundreds of millions of voices. So you get drowned out in the wash. We're all yelling into the storm that way.
I mean, no, I don't agree with that. I mean, Charlie Kirk's voice.
Charlie Kirk to where they are and stood in front of them. That's what got him off. He was there in front of them on their territory.
But there's a lot of voices.
His own army standing.
But there's a lot of voices that are changing. I mean, even I look at my own quote unquote conversion to conservatism and how I got here. Right, there were just voices that I started, following and listening to that helped me change. When you look at the ladies in pop and politics. When you see some of the comments that they're getting talking about, oh man, like you guys helped me see, and that has an influence on the way people respond and react. So, we still have that responsibility to discuss, because I think Charlie Kirk did say it best. The moment you stop talking, right, that's the moment hate and all these things start to take place. So as long as we're having these conversations and planting the seed, right, the right people will hear. The message will spread. But there is the responsibility for each of us as individuals, to take care of our families, provide, educate, train, be men of the community, men in your homes. So those are the things that build to a massive change, right? So, I don't take anything lightly of what we do.
LJ, put LJ's comment back up there. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
The difference.
No one told Comey to go to Capitol Hill and lie. Okay.
Nobody told him to do that.
Exactly. So
no one told Barack Obama to basically set up an entire shadow fucking government behind Trump's back.
And you can call it
that activated the moment they started that whole foolishness with Russiagate, which has been proven many times over to be a hoax. Sorry, Ty.
No, you're right. You're right.
The bottom line is Obama set up an entire shadow fucking government behind Trump's back. And Comey was a part of it. Christopher Wray was a part of it. Mark Milley was a part of it. All of these people were a part of it. And that right there is the difference. They made up crimes.
Exactly.
I sat here up in New York City and watched Tish James gloat about taking almost $500 million out that man's pocket.
Nobody told, and that's just what I was about to hit her. Nobody told Letitia James to lie, allegedly, on a mortgage application.
Exactly.
Okay? So Gippy, what would you have us do? Just let it go. Otherwise, it'll be seen as revenge.
No.
Just let it go.
Again, see, you all keep taking the wrong message, saying I said one thing and I
No,
didn't.
that was a question.
They're using this in front of you. They're trotting this out in front of you to distract you because you're so invested in this whole thing. Can I finish?
Can I violate what I said?
You can't cut me off when I get to the apex of what I'm saying.
Okay, Dame
I don't
Dash.
let me finish my statement.
Okay, Dame Dash.
I'm just saying, very simply put, this is not news. This is a revenge fest. This has nothing to do with the active corruption that is going on in the government. These are all has-beens. All the players that are going to come out of this are people who no longer are in seats of power. They're pawns. They're expendable now. The rot that is here and here to stay, if we don't actually cut it out, is not being subject to this investigation. It's not going to be changed by the outcome of this investigation. The people who are brought down by it are a hiccup on the radar of these people's lives, if that much. The deep state that you all believe, we all agree exists, allows this to happen because if it is the deep state, he is living inside the house the deep state runs.
So I'll say this.
They got in his way the last time. They got in his way. They'll get in his way this time. And if you believe that somehow this is some beginning of some greatness, you haven't been paying attention for that.
Well, I'll say this. You have to start somewhere. We got a couple of super chats. Come from CJ with the $2 super chat. CT blew a gasket and is now leaking. Thank you, Kung Fu CJ, who's also a member of the Shamers Club, with a $5 super chat saying, remember Wimbledon is in the UK. What cotton did they pick? Kung Fu with another $2 super chat. I like Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I say CT, you still alive? Awesome, bro, because CT is alive on his channel as well. And then shout out to Republic Room with the $10 super chat, channel support, American flag. All right, guys, I do want to move on because all right, yeah, I'm gonna do one last topic, and we're gonna get out of here. And we're gonna take this one back to Baltimore. So, and this is actually gonna be the Bring Back Shame clip of the week because I think it really deserves that level of recognition. So, right out of Baltimore, Mayor Brandon Scott just spent $400,000 taxpayer dollars on LGBTQ trainings for city employees, and we're talking about police, fire, public works, civil rights. Everybody had to sit through these activities like the gingerbread person and privilege checklist. So I want you guys to take a look at this. I'm going to pull it up on the screen here. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Take a look.
City Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs instructs city employees about different gender identities. Participating offices include Baltimore City Police and firefighters.
Patrick Huff, our Spotlight on Maryland team, investigates what's included in these trainings and how much they cost.
Take a look. Take a look, guys.
This is the genderbread person. The mayor's office of LGBT.
Can you make it louder?
Use it to train thousands of city employees, and it's an effort funded by your tax dollars.
The Baltimore 2026 budget provides more than $400,000 for the mayor's office of
Jesus Christ.
300,000 of which it uses for the salaries of its three. For the office to provide citywide cultural competency training. We obtain documentation of these trainings in a public information request. Included is a genderbread person activity, which is used to instruct city employees on how people have a different gender identity, gender expression, and anatomical sex. The training document shows that city employees learn to define terms such as asexual, transgender, pansexual, and genderqueer.
And
This is how it starts.
How they're wasting public tax dollars.
That's Reverend P.M.
This
Smith,
stuff's been
Baltimore
around
State
for
native
forever,
who
though.
founded the Hope Academy and serves as the pastor of Huber Memorial Church. He said the mayor's office of LGBTQ affairs is an example of how the Baltimore city government has strayed from its core services.
$400,000. What does that do to make this city safer? $400,000. What does that do to elevate the education of our kids? $400,000. What does that do to make this place more affordable?
Baltimore city employees are told in the LGBTQ
Watch this,
training
guys.
to avoid saying terms such as born female,
Police and
born
speech.
male, opposite sexes, ladies and gentlemen, mailmen,
Yeah, but
firemen,
the government has
and
been
policemen.
doing that in the name of
Smith said these
equity,
ideas on gender have
inclusion,
no place in
equality
the Baltimore
before
city
equity.
And that kind of
Dude, the government
confusion
constantly.
Hold on.
cannot build a stable society on. We have moved away from the anchoring institutions, family, church, school.
Another activity instructs city employees to review a list of privileges, such as celebrating your marriage, raising children without worrying about state intervention, and receiving validation from your religious community.
Oh.
The spokesperson for Mayor Brandon Scott told Spotlight on Maryland, these trainings serve to inform and improve the interactions our employees have with the diverse residents of our city in their daily work. Our public information request revealed that the training was provided to nearly 3,000 employees since 2023, with specific offices including the Baltimore City Police Department, Fire Department, Mayor's Office of Homeless Services, Human Resources, Department of Public Works, and Office of Civil Rights.
We reached out to each office asking how this training benefits their employees. The police department was the only one to respond, with the spokeswoman telling us the training is, quote, essential for law enforcement. BPD said the training for its employees did not include the portions on privileges and the genderbread person. For Spotlight on Maryland, I'm Patrick Huff.
All right, Isaiah.
Hell yeah, just put me right at the bat. Brandon, sir, I've known you for a long time. What in God's name are you thinking? What in God's name are you thinking with this foolishness? $400,000. Let me ask you, $400,000 of taxpayer money that people like my parents are paying. Okay? $400,000 in tax money so that these white people from the Midwest who are coming to gentrify the fucking city can have a brand new you're basically making all of these people go, you're giving them their personal instruction manual as to how to treat them.
Yeah.
Because you want to be inclusive. Really, Brandon? This is how you serve our people? I've known Brandon almost 15 years. And this is how you do it. Y'all doing this? Y'all doing this in city government now. You can't fix a fucking pothole. The last time I was in Baltimore City was a few months ago. And I'll never forget, I drove along East 28th Street over in Remington. The potholes were ridiculous. You got Druid Park Lake Drive over by Reservoir Hill that still looks like it was bombed out. Are you kidding me with this? You're not even like, with all the bike lane nonsense and everything, all these bike lanes that you done gave these white leftists, you done gave these white people the entire city. And it still isn't enough. You've been doing this since 2023. What in God's name is wrong with you? This is not... Matt Johnson is hell-bent on vilifying anyone who doesn't... I don't know who Johnson is. But you talking about Brandon? Must be no. You talking about Brandon? Brandon Johnson is
That's
the mayor
right.
of Chicago. I'm talking. We talking about Brandon Scott, the mayor of Baltimore City. Okay. The genderbread person is something that here's my question, my biggest question. How are the city coffers staying solvent? How are the city coffers staying solvent? And there's a reason why I ask about this. Because I want to know if the city, this is what y'all should be looking into, okay? Because y'all are down there and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if any city funds are coming from if there are any lines of credit coming from BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, Grant Thornton, any of these private equity firms, okay? Because what they're doing, this ties into everything else, ESG, environmental, social governance. They probably call it something else like Bridge or EDIJ or something like that, okay? But the bottom line is they're getting their money from somewhere else. They're wasting taxpayer money, but they're keeping the city solvent. They're keeping certain departments solvent, keeping people paid.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them in the S part, the social part of ESG, is they got to do stupid shit like the genderbread person. So somebody's getting paid, whether it's Brandon, whether it's somebody else, somebody's getting money. And I'm telling y'all need to look into this. Because whenever they do this foolishness, also look into Human Rights Campaign. They do these municipal equality index things. Y'all need to look into that.
So I'm gonna tell you this, man. I think Baltimore is America's first communist city. I think it was the inaugural city. I've mentioned here on the show before. I need to keep mentioning it. The communists, when they were starting their campaign and doing a lot of things in the U.S., one of the tools they used was a newspaper. The newspaper was a black newspaper in particular. It was the Afro newspaper that encouraged particularly black folks to be friendly to the Reds. And as a result, I think when you start kind of studying some of that stuff, a lot of the roots of communism are right here in Baltimore City. So one of those, again, communist goals is to raise kids away from the parents, promote alternative lifestyles. And what do we see right here in government with this gingerbread person? But Tyrone, I want to get your reaction, man. I mean, forget stopping crime, right? Let's make sure we're using the right pronouns. So go ahead and respond.
Let me start out with the bus lanes. That's like very emblematic of the inefficiency and the total lack of seriousness in a place like Baltimore. I want you to think about the bus lane. Now, I was down on Penn North a couple of weeks ago.
I should have figured you were from West Baltimore with that accent.
I am from Northern Dukeland. Yes, indeed. And I stood in a bus lane, and this thought came to me because I looked west and I looked east, and I didn't see a bus. So I'm like, damn, this is super inefficient because you're not supposed to be in this lane if you're a car, but there are no buses in these lanes like most of the time, right? Mm-hmm. So same thing for the bike lane. Now, I don't give a damn if you are, what's the guy with the Tour de France that got disgraced?
Lance Armstrong.
Okay. I dare you to take a bike from the junction all the way to the graveyard. Okay. You won't make it. You won't make it to Coppin State before that bike is gone. Okay.
So once he hit Poplar Grove, that's it.
You're right. So look, man, I gave up on the city a long, long time ago. You know that logic. I have literally been hearing, oh, the city's coming back. I've literally, since I've been able to interpret those words, I've been hearing that. And it's been about 50 years now. Okay.
Damn.
Yet the city slides deeper and deeper into despair. On a serious note, when I was on Penn North, you can feel the despair.
Yeah.
It is palpable. Okay. It's tragic. Meanwhile, the political leadership is worried about what you just saw on that report. And you're right. You're right. This is coming from the 501c3 mafia, which is the new funding source for all of this BS. Okay. That they had one hell of a thing going with USAID.
Yes, they did.
And now that that's been shut down, you see it shifting, and you see a lot of taxpayer money being flooded into these 501c3s. This is the last thing I'll say, and I'll give it to Gimpy. California has taken in enough money. All these 501c3s in that state have taken in enough money to build a fucking single family home for every homeless person. I've done the math. Okay. But they don't want to solve the problem.
They don't.
Because if you solve it, you can't get more money. Not only don't they want to solve it, they want to perpetuate it. Democrats always talk in terms of minimums, minimum wage, low-income housing. Whatever the minimum is, that is what they strive for their rank and file, to keep them dependent and to keep them in despair. So they think they got some great white liberal hope out there.
And the fact that and the fact that Brandon Scott, who I have much respect for him. Again, I've been a fan of his for quite some time. Like I've seen him. I remember him, like his political career. And it really, really pains me. It disappoints me to see this young brother, who I firmly believe. I'm gonna say this to. I'm gonna say this to him. I'm gonna say this about him. I do believe he loves the city. I believe he comes from Baltimore. He's one of us. I do believe that he loves the city. But he mixing up with the wrong fucking people. Like you said, the nonprofits, the private equity, and all them, he mixing up with the wrong people.
But that's all they know, man. They're trained into this, right? The communist plan is to, you only really need one generation. But that generation was in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Probably a little earlier than that. So now this stuff is deep-seated. This is all these people know. That's why I think it's so hard to break at this point. And then even when, McCarthy was attempting to expose this, right, he was vilified because it is one of those things that's very intangible until it's too late, right? So you don't see this stuff until later and later, but it's up to us to show the warning signs of what's really going on. So Gimpy, $400,000 for gender training. Meanwhile, these kids can't read, man. What is your response to this, man?
Again, not new. I'm sorry, dude. This is not new. I worked in the federal government as a contractor for 15 years. You guys in the Coast Guard, you served. You all had equity training. You all had inclusivity training. Whatever they were calling it, it's been here since the 90s. It's requirement minimum annually. Some places make you do it more often than that. But dude, this is the invasion that Bezmenov was telling us about in the 80s, man. This is what I mean. Everybody talks like it's not new. We're way down this road. That's why I sound cynical, Isaiah. Not because I want to be cynical, but I feel like everybody keeps talking like this is new. I go through this with the guys every week. If this is the story of the Trojan horse, it seems most people think we're at the point where the thing's been brought inside the gate and maybe the guys are just starting to flow out of the horse and start raiding the city. From where I sit, They've already burnt down half the city. They're marching on the castle in the center of the city, and the nobility is about to be done. Because that's what it looks like to me when they're often conservatives with no worry and people are cheering it in the crowd caught on video. And then forget about motives of the shooter. The reaction of the people who did not like this man, the moderate people who did not like this man, demonstrate that I am not safe around my neighbors. I have a neighbor who my cleaning lady was friends with, had to stop being friends with her because of what she posted about Charlie Kirk, because no one ever saw this. Mild-mannered lady saying, oh, devil got his dude, da-da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. We are at the point in the story where either you're going to defend your land and property with everything you have, or you're just going to sit and watch it go, man. Because we're not at the point where you have time to make long-lasting, advanced thinking plans. We're in a reactionary phase only. That's all you got left. Because if you have to make some long-term plan to get over, and it's not to you guys, it's just in general. If people got to make some long-term plan to get, you're way too late. You better be in your planning phase. You already better be doing. Planning is over, man. Like, there's not enough time on the clock. Something is about to change for all the world. If you guys are right and it's the new world order, they're going to try and usher that in. That's the change. If you're not right, it's something else, but it's going to change.
Oh, they're trying. You're right. They're trying like hell to do that. I mean, you've got, like you said, man, look, the reaction to the Charlie Kirk assassination, that was it for anyone who may not have been paying attention, that was a hell of an eye opener, right? Because there are a lot of really dark people out there in our society, okay?
And they look normal. They're doctors.
You're right, man. You're right.
Bro, when I tell you, Ty, when I tell you these people, I have had to your point, I have had to personally unfriend about 9-10 people from Facebook.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I had a guy, and I'll share this. Eventually, we'll connect after this, and I'll share it with you. But there's a guy who I knew for like 15. I've known him for like 15 years. Okay, he and I used to work together at an Audi dealership up here. And dude was like, it was a solid brother for many, many years, right? And this guy, he was already upset that I voted for Trump in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, matter of fact, I want to just tell this, because I know we coming up on it. First off, the one thing that I noticed about people is that none of these people remember when 5-6 years ago, I was posting stuff in support of Democrats. They don't remember. All they know is as soon as you voted, if you stated that you voted for Trump, you are done. You're out. You're like you are the enemy.
Bingo.
Okay?
Tell him what he's won.
Nobody yet. So I had to come. So I had to come to that realization right then and there. Like, okay, so we see what that's about. So then to watch this guy, to watch my friend go, he was like, well, fuck this shit. I'm like, I don't care if you unfriend me or not. Yeah, they're saying just vile shit about Charlie Kirk, about, well, he should have learned how to duck and all this other types of laughing about it. There's something really, and I'm gonna mean it. I talked about this a little bit. I've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks. When you celebrate anyone who celebrates the shedding of innocent blood because you don't like what they have to say, that is someone you need to stay far, far away from.
Right.
I mean this. Yep. Stay far away from them. They want to hurt you. If it were you getting your throat torn out by a bullet, by a rifle shot, they'd laugh at you too.
Yep.
You know, I remember when Gabby Giffords, the congresswoman, was shot years ago.
Yeah.
And I was rock rib conservative back then, okay? But I remember when she got shot, I'm like, damn, you know, I remember thinking, I hope she's okay, you know, in the fog stage of it where you really don't know what's going on. I'm like, damn, I hope she's okay. I hope she's not really bad off or worse, you know. okay, I have different politics than the woman, but as a human, I don't believe that she should be harmed because of a different set of politics. And I'm damn sure not going to rejoice at what happened to her. So that was, I had to rack my brain. I'm like, did this ever happen? And I'm like, damn, Gabby Giffords, right. And my honest reaction to that was one of concern, for her and her family.
Yep.
Even when
hold on, shout out to the night, $10 super chat. Gimpy, I'm sharpening my axe. When do we start making house calls? Appreciate the support there.
What last point I'll make? We saw glimpses of this when Trump got shot. What was the first thing? What was the first thing that people said when the shot happened? How could you miss? How could you fucking miss?
Yeah.
They were saying this last year. It was the wildest shit. I'm like, these people are actually saying, how could this guy have missed?
Yep.
Yeah.
They knew that Trump was not supposed to make it out of Butler, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
They knew.
That's right. And they even made fun of the guy, Comprador, I believe his name was, who was shot.
Corey Comprador. I remember.
At that rally. And he shouldn't have been there. That's what he gets for being at a Trump rally.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is my point. Like that, what you guys are talking about proves my bigger point I've been trying to say all night. There's nothing the government can do to protect you from this.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Goes wherever it thought they like. You know why he's sending them to Portland? Do you know what that's about? I mean, the guy posted something in the chat, but basically they have a Chaz event going on in Portland again. Right? About 4 blocks surrounding the ICE building has been abandoned by the city completely. The city doesn't support it, doesn't protect it. The people there, and Antifa runs that night.
They tacitly support it.
Dude, I have seen what that guy said. There are people, I don't know how true it is. I can't personally verify, I wasn't there, but people are calling 911 at night and they're being told to just leave the area. Like that is abandoning your citizens who are calling for help and nobody is home. They're saying, sorry, our politics prevent us from helping you because we're going to let these lunatics in a proper world where politics is politics and citizenry is citizenry. All of those motherfuckers are being rounded up and locked away. All of them, whether they're Proud Boys, whether they're Antifa, because they're upsetting the daily lives of citizens who pay taxes and don't care about the politics. Yep. They want safety and security. We should be able to ride. I don't care about the Ukrainian girl per se. I don't care that who the attacker was. I care that we should be able to ride mass transit in peace in this country. Exactly. I care that we should be able to go downtown at night in any city. I care that we should have a world where people could jog at 5 a.m. But the fact is our leadership has abandoned us in the name of book deals and multi-million-dollar signing deals. And the new shtick is the socialists pretend that they have no money. Oh, I have no money because my taxes has no money. Dude, go look at the people who are around them that file taxes. All that's incorporated into them. She had a $10 million deal with Netflix in her first election cycle, AOC. And she pretends like she made $42,000. Okay? Like, enough is enough, people. We have to wake up. Wake up. It's all a show. They're getting rich off our back. This is not a new game. And the only way you win this is by organizing and doing something about it. So organize and legally do something about it. Exercise your rights as a citizen. I don't want to get us in trouble, but I mean, do something. You're not going to solve it by cheering Comey getting indicted. That's not changing anything. It's just a distraction.
So guys,
hold on. Thank you for bringing that up. I meant to say this earlier. I don't like the term distraction because it presupposes that I can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
You're the 20%.
I don't. And people always say, they always use an issue that they don't want to necessarily pay attention to and say, oh, you're distracted by this issue. No, I have my eye on several issues that are.
You may, but the average person has the attention. Okay, I'm going to use Isaiah's proof as my reference for my rebuttal here. What did Isaiah say briefly ago? Is that they forgot that he was a never Trumper before voting for Trump. The minute he voted for Trump,
that's because
people's attention span on the size of a gnat.
That's because Isaiah, as a black man, fled the plantation.
I understand that.
On him, okay,
they are more than happy to forget everything.
That is the pat reaction
It's not
That
you.
that
You are
is
not
the
distracted.
standard reaction every time someone who's black says, "Damn these Democrats." Okay,
Exactly.
they don't give a damn if you rank. I mean, you have had several prominent Democrat politicians who are black who said, what was the guy in Texas? I think it was the mayor of Dallas who changed his party affiliation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
immediately went after him. Okay,
Immediately.
so
Again, that
they didn't forget. They
my-
didn't forget.
My point is that the average American has the attention span of a gnat. They only care about the last 20 seconds, the last minute, the last refresh of their social media feed. So, no, you are not the person who it applies to as a distraction. You are of the 20%, and I tell you this every week. But it's the other 80% that we're talking to is the problem, man.
All right, so
I'm laughing at JT. I'm
All right,
laughing.
so guys, we got to get out of here. But look, man, either way, right? We have to speak to the masses or speak to the people that will listen. And one of the things that we have here, I call it the Bring Back Shame toolkit. I have created a couple of playlists on the channel, and what this is really just a series of resources to help identify the what's going on, right? So it's art of war, being able to identify the enemy and what we're really up against, because we are being subverted, whether you like it or not. Whether you like to say that word or not, we are under subversion, we are under attack, and we are well far down the road where men need to know what's going on and we need to act, right? And so there's no question about that. And I want to have a series of resources for us to do that. But McCarthy warned us about this, years and years ago, and he was right. He was right about what's going on again. But these things can't be identified in real time, but we have to be vigilant while taking care of our communities, taking care of our neighborhoods. Faith is a big part of it, which they want to destroy as well. So these are the things that we really have to be paying attention to. But guys, we're going to get out of here tonight. This has been a very spirited show, probably one of the most spirited ones that we've had. I
wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that one either. But look, man, I prepared probably more for this show than I have any other show that we've had, and almost didn't get almost didn't get to any of it.
So when the CT get on the mic, it's like, you know what?
All right, we like to have we welcomed Isaiah, man. We love to have you on the show, man, and we're definitely going to have you back, man. But where can people find you?
So you can find me at Isaiah L. Carter. You can also find us at Apostate Radio NY. Tomorrow night we stream Sunday nights 8 p.m. X, Rumble, YouTube, all of the places. Tomorrow we have Josie, the redheaded libertarian that you might know from Timcast IRL, and we also have one of the founders of the Babylon Bee, Mr. Joel Berry, on the show. Wow. So y'all might want to go ahead and tune in, and that's what we got going on, man.
All right. On JT said, I think Isaiah should always be welcome here. Great addition.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Gimpy, man, closing thoughts, man. What do you think?
Only monkeys litter.
There we go. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Tyrone from Tyronistan, man. What final thoughts, man? What's going on over at Soldiers Finance?
A lot. Join us over there. We are in a battle with YouTube. We're gonna win eventually. Tyronistan is under siege, but we'll win. My final thought is sell your cloak and buy a modern day sword. That's one way to those numbers keep going up of ownership. Go out. Don't do it the way the Hunter Biden did it. Do it the right way. But sell your cloak and buy a sword.
Yep. Right. It's time.
All right, guys. That does it for us tonight. And remember, guys, shame is the negative feedback necessary to change course and direction. And remember to bring back shame.
One last thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Rest in peace to Vodi Bauschem.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he died, what, 2 days ago, Friday? Thursday.
Oh, wow. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. 56.
Yeah, 56. I said, man, I was not joking, but it's almost like John Galt is coming getting the good ones.
Oh, shoot.
Who is this John Galt that you keep referencing? Because
that is the question.
Oh,
who is John Galt?
That is the very question.
That is the question.
Yep.
Who is John?
You hit the nail on the head, Gimpy.
We'll leave you with that one. That's it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, guys.
The middle class is very large, but it is not accustomed to deprivation and terror. Because of its affluence, it has waxed soft. It has no stomach for massive fire, blood, and violence. The motive force behind its life drive is its endless pursuit of prestige, conspicuous consumption, and sensual pleasure. A few years of violent, sporadic, and highly destructive uprisings will set the stage for the grand finale. After the stage is properly set through protracted struggle, America could be brought to her knees in 90 days of highly